You are listening to Fanning the Flames, the OG Suns podcast that is for the fans, you guys, by the fans, us.
Daniel Duarte, my
What's
friend.
up, Bob?
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
I like how we both said "What's up" at the same time.
Yeah, it's
We've
that
been doing
Jinx
this long
Finch
enough.
Go McCook.
Let me ask you a question first. Let me ask you a question first, Daniel, because I'm just going to jump right into it because I feel like we
Okay.
just need to jump right into this.
No lube needed, huh?
What? No, what?
I said no lube needed, huh? Just jump right
Oh,
in.
no, gotcha. Sorry, took me a moment. Didn't hear you entirely. What happened today, Daniel? What happened today? I think we all know what happened today.
Yeah, the Oklahoma City Thunder are champions. The Diamondbacks lost to the fucking Rockies.
Yeah, that sucked.
And
Anything else?
Kevin Durant got traded.
Kevin Durant got traded. It finally went down. I mean, we've all been
hardly
waiting
knew
for it. We kind of did hardly know the. I mean, it was only just a shade over 2 seasons that he was here in the Valley. Well, I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say something fond about it, if you will, be like, oh, I'm not gonna remember it fondly. Like, it was neat that Kevin Durant was a Phoenix Sun for a couple of seasons, but that sucked. It was an utter failure. It did not work out well. Does anything else need to be said about it? I really don't think so. But what we can talk about, of course, is Kevin Durant no longer being on the Phoenix Suns. The Houston Rockets were the winners of the Kevin Durant sweepstakes, if you will. I don't know how that plays out. Did you see there was I'm forgetting the name of the Houston Rockets version. Dream, something about Dream. Hold on, I'm going to look it up because I have to remember it because SB Nation website.
You know
but they put out a post saying, like, who's happy about the Kevin Durant trade? It was like 27% of Rockets fans were happy about it.
Oh fuck. Well, that's not cool. Kevin Durant in Phoenix it's kind of because you remember the hype going into getting him. You remember that summer. That shit was crazy, right?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me, like, you see a hot chick at the bar, right? And everybody wants to go fucking talk to that hot chick, and she actually wants to talk to you. And then you talk to her, and it's like, oh fuck, that sucked. This chick sucks. Didn't really work out. That's what that reminds me of, dude. It's like you're so excited to talk to the smoking hot chick, and then next thing you know,
there we are with KD, that hot chick who, well, she looked good in a vacuum, but around a bunch of other hot chicks, she didn't look good. This analogy doesn't really work, does it?
Yeah,
Kevin Durant is no longer on the Phoenix Suns. Coming back from the Houston Rockets, of course, as we see here from the tweet from Sean's. Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick in this draft this year, which was originally our pick anyway. So cool. And then 5, count them, 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 second-round draft picks. I haven't even bothered to look up from what year they're from, years or whatever, but there's 5 of them coming our way. I think one of them actually is this season.
Are those the same 5 we traded for Bradley Beal?
I don't know. I don't particularly care. What I do care about is Kevin Durant is off the team. And then that sounds harsh to say. I care about it being done, right? About that saga being over, it not being drawn out any longer than it already was.
We knew it was coming. We just needed it to happen already.
Exactly. We knew it was coming, needed it to happen. But Dan, right off the bat, what were your thoughts? I mean, this morning you get a little Shams bomb. Accent right there. That was weird. Shams bomb. Shams. You see what you see the question answer.
I don't feel great, man. Fuck. You traded 4 first-round picks and Mikal and Cam for this guy. And I know obviously you're not going to get back the same amount of return. I just thought it was very underwhelming. like they didn't even get any of the other like young players. Like Tari Eason, you couldn't have fucking gotten Jabari Smith. Like Jalen Green's gonna be okay, I guess, but he's gonna be. You know, what Jalen Green reminds me of Jordan Poole. That's gonna be one of those experiences. He's gonna get hot. He's gonna fucking score a lot, but he's gonna do some dumbass shit that's gonna piss you off. It's gonna piss off Devin Booker, and it's just at this point, man. Like this team has fucking caused more. I'm fucking drinking whiskey and beer right now, dude. So what does that tell you about what I think about this trade? So I think at this point, this team is kind of
I
just.
mean, what did you
Nothing
expect? Like,
surprises
what
me.
were you expecting? I guess.
I guess
Like,
even the packages that I heard that that got floated around, like Miami's package, like you're telling me that a Miami package with wear in it doesn't move the needle more than this package. I mean, I think it does, but you know, whatever. What do I fucking know? I'm not an NBA GM.
you're not, and Brian Gregory just newly is. But look, I mean, I at the end of the day, I feel like you can't look at this trade and compare it to the trade we made to get Kevin Durant,
Right, right.
right?
I understand that. I understand that.
That's just like
I
a
was saying it more
non-starter.
tongue in cheek.
Okay, but that being said, I think you still have to look at it as ultimately you got two starters off of the number 2 seed in the West this season, right? One of whom's 23,
Oh,
and
fucking Dylan
Dylan
Brooks.
Dylan Brooks, even though
Oh,
I feel like he's been in the league for like 47 years, but he's only 29. You got a lottery pick for a 37-year-old veteran, stellar player, obviously one of the greatest of all time, but I frankly am
he's on the
surprised
back
that
nine for sure.
but part of me is surprised that there was even that market out there for him, because do the Rockets not just look at what the Suns went through and think we're going to put ourselves right into that situation? I feel like every young team out there should have been thinking that, which is maybe why I don't look at the trade in as negative as a way as you seem to, because ultimately those are assets that still came back for a 37-year-old player that, even though he's been durable the last couple of years for the most part, after that weird freak, injury he had when he first came over,
Yeah.
statistically that kind of tells me he's just due to start breaking down a little bit too. So look, at the end of the day, the KD experiment clearly didn't work out. I think they did what the return for Kevin Durant at this point is about what I expected it to be.
Right.
I'm not underwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm just whelmed by it. It is what it is. I'm happy we got at least this draft pick too, because they can't
To me,
fuck up the
that's
10th pick again, if you know what I'm saying. Because
Jesus.
the
That's
last time
not.
we had the 10th pick, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I
Right?
know.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
granted. How about all the
Oh,
Achilles
dude.
that got blown this
Jesus. Isn't that
NBA
fucking
playoff?
crazy? Lillard,
Three? Yeah, three of
Lillard,
them.
Tatum, and
Mm-hmm.
Halliburton, and they all wear number 0.
Oh, whoa!
Right.
That part didn't register.
We live in a simulation, Bubba.
Um, yeah, dude,
Um.
that's
No, I honestly, I'm,
confirmation.
I'm, I'm excited. I'm excited about the 10th pick. I'm not a draft guy. I haven't really looked at a draft since we used to go to fucking summer league, dude. So, couldn't
I
tell you.
I I know, right? Isn't it exciting? I thought about that today, and I still haven't actually had a chance to look at any draft stuff. But hey, yeah, it's what a brave new old world we're back to. Yeah, but let's start talking. How about we talk a little? Do you have any final like farewell thoughts for Kevin Durant that you'd like to share for all the people watching, Daniel?
No, man, just hey, and a long line of athletes that get here a little too late. You know. I don't think it's quite. I don't think it's quite. I don't think it's quite Emmitt Smith on the Cardinals, but
but
it's
here's
not
the thing,
great.
dude. Kevin, but he's nothing like Emmett Smith on the Cardinals because Emmett Smith on the
No,
Cardinals
Kevin
was
Durant was actually
garbage.
fucking good. Didn't he make? Was he
That's the
on
thing.
a? He was on a second team All NBA this year or third?
I don't remember this year. Whatever, dude. He's on the
Yeah.
Suns anymore. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's
So
how quickly I forget. Yeah, no, look, I mean, it was cool watching him play like in person for a while there, but the disappointment overall, it pales in comparison to the fun that it was watching him play in person, I guess. But
honestly, I think the thing
it's
that I'm gonna
nothing. None
remember.
of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think the thing that I'm gonna remember the most. I think when I enjoyed the most is that first game, that game against Dallas when they beat Luca. It was like a
Yeah.
Sunday, it was like a Sunday afternoon game on ABC. It was great. And then that first year, because I remember we made the playoffs. What, dude? Fucking
I'm
what?
sorry. I'm just laughing at the
Oops.
fact that no, you're like your fondest memory of Kevin Durant as a son was like the first thing he did here, and then after that, it's like, well, and I'm laughing because it's sad, and I'm not
But
blaming
you're
you at
also,
all
but you're
for it.
also, but you're also
That
didn't let me finish. You also didn't let me finish. You
no, I
interrupted me and you didn't let me
was.
finish because
I
I
didn't
wasn't
say
done.
anything. You interrupted yourself, actually. I was simply chuckling alone over here, not saying anything, and you went, "What?" So I told you. Carry on.
Anyway,
I won't chuckle anymore.
that playoff run that first year was actually pretty solid. I mean, they gave the Nuggets all really they could handle. Book and Katie had those crazy games where they each went off for like 40. Uh, just I don't know, it was fun. They still had I think they still had Chris Paul, they still had DA, and they still had like remnants of that finals team, as opposed to this
Yeah.
year where Book was the last one from that, title run. So that's really it,
Yeah.
man. And now it's like, hey, fucking A, Jalen Green, sign me up, I guess. We're gonna fucking find out.
And look, we've got it's the first chip that's going to fall, if you will, this offseason, right? I mean, presumably, I'm going to guess we're not going to roll into next season with 5 shooting guards just
Dude,
chucked up all
seriously.
over the lineup. But hey, that's where we are right now. So we'll enjoy the constant stress that's going to bring until they start making some other moves. But look, I mean, ultimately and it wasn't even the Kevin Durant thing, right? Who was it? Voida was saying it today. They were doing a pod after the trade happened. Paul's, I think, been saying this as well, but like, it hasn't been the KD thing. It's never been KD thing. It's always been the Brad Beal deal that really kind of put the Suns behind the
Yeah,
8 ball, it seems. But
that really fucked us.
and he's still here, so we got him going. But look, I mean, if you think about it, man, whew, Book, Beal, Jalen Green. There's just dynamic scoring all across the board. Although you gotta sit there and think like, I don't know, did the Pacers, once Halliburton was hurt, even before he was out, like they struggled finding really somebody that could create their own basket and and get their own buckets and maybe a chip on the shoulder Bradley Beal is exactly what they need over there. Just saying. Just
Hey,
saying. Anyway, that's going to be the future chips to fall, shoes to drop. I don't know. Things are falling from the sky. It might just be the sky in general. But let's start with. Do you have something you'd like? You look like you were gonna. No, good. You're good.
no,
Good.
I'm just really high.
Dan, thoughts on Dylan Brooks?
Fuck, dude, I gotta root for this fucking guy.
You know what? I'm leaning into it, man.
It's like Grayson Allen, but has anybody checked on
It's like
Gavin?
Grayson Allen, man.
Has
No,
anybody
no,
checked on
Gavin.
Gavin?
Has it been okay? It's been like a full day almost. So like Australia has learned. Let me see if he hasn't
They're
he
like,
hasn't said anything in the group chat today. Like literally nothing.
he
Actually,
must not be taking it very well then.
I feel like both of them might have had some weird travel plans today too. Anywho, But no, Dylan Brooks. Yeah, that was kind of my first thought. Was like, of all people, I'd say if I had to go back through my Twitter history and look at and say who next to Grayson Allen have I had more perhaps unfavorable comments about, Dylan Brooks would be right up there. So yeah, but welcome to the Suns, I guess. But before I'm actually I've got some thoughts on him, but before I dive in,
I mean, he's a solid role player, man. Like he was a starter on the number 2 seed in the West. The Suns are getting 2 of those guys now, so I guess by default they should be at least a little better, right? So I mean, go ahead.
Look at it like this. I mean, last season we just kept trading and bringing in players from the Hornets. Like this has to be better than that, right?
That's very true. Dude,
there you go.
That was so bad.
Let's see. I just went onto Twitter and I was like, so says Jay and Brooks. Let's see. First one, Dylan Brooks just creeping in the background. I don't know what I'm talking about there. No, it's actually just a lot of me today talking about, you know what? Actually, I don't say a whole lot of bad stuff about Dylan Brooks. I'm actually kind of okay, maybe. The crowd does not like Dylan. But anyway, so Dylan Brooks, yeah, you got to root for him. Well, you don't have to, I guess. But,
I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, Dylan Brooks on the Suns. It is what it is. I once remember us not liking Jay Crowder either. So, and he became a fan favorite. So,
for yourself. I don't think I never really. Here's what I will say though about. Oh, totally lost my train of thought.
Good, because I wasn't done.
Good.
So you're getting Dylan Brooks back. He'll be a solid role player. Jalen Green, I guess, as not the number 1 option. I guess that could come back and he could, have some of that pressure off his shoulders. But we'll see, man. Don't feel great, but I didn't feel great about this team before. So
yeah, I mean, do you feel better or worse with like if it was just keeping Kevin Durant?
No, I don't think
that wasn't really an option.
I felt like
exactly.
I felt like that was. I mean, aside from like the salary cap ramifications, like I felt like that relationship kind of soured. So
yeah, no, I feel you there. I feel you. Well, and so what I was gonna say was like, okay, let's thinking back, last season when we were kind of still at this point where we're clinging on to some level of hope, thinking maybe the Suns can be saved, whatever the case might be. We were talking about what the team needed and how the team needed some sort of edge. They needed something added to them. And I brought up this team needs Pat Bev. Remember that? I like that's where I was. Dude. Look, man, it's no like Dylan Brooks is no different. Like, Dylan Brooks is one of those dudes that's beyond a pest. He's a dangerous player. He can be a dirty player. But now I guess he's our dangerous player. He's our dirty player. But what did this team really need last season was somebody like that dude, right?
Toughness, yeah.
And we still need that. Nothing's changed. And
they needed a motherfucker, and they didn't have a motherfucker.
They did. Well, and Ishbia and Gregory were talking about how they wanted a team with a grit, right? And a team that was going to be grit was, I feel like, the word used. Dylan Brooks, man, kind of fits that to a mold. Like he's not going to do anything pretty. He's not going to do anything. He's not the most athletic guy, but he produces. And again, he can be a dude that you can put on the other team's score to drive them insane, maybe get them to, lose their cool a little, whatever the case might be. And we'll see what he does in a Suns uniform. He's actually one of those guys I hand to God can say I don't think I've ever got so far with him as saying if he's on my team, I would have a difficult time rooting for him. He maybe I have said it. I don't know. I have selective memory sometimes too. But guess what? Dylan Brooks, he's on the Suns now. Welcome. And then, hey, we thought we were getting him in 2018. Might as well get him now, right?
Oh yeah,
remember all
that
that?
shit? That fucking shit show.
Not Marshawn Brooks, Dylan Brooks. Yeah.
And
But
then we
I was
that's when we got Oubre, right?
exactly. We ended up getting Kelly Oubre and Austin Rivers. We got Austin Rivers ish because Anyway, so hey, 7 years later, wasn't that like the same thing with what's his face, Eric Gordon? He came to the Suns like a decade later recently. So
he left his heart in Phoenix.
Yeah, but at least
Phoenix.
Dylan Brooks isn't super old yet. Anyway, also one of the funniest flops in the history of basketball, Dylan Brooks. So now we can call him Lars. Dude. Do you remember that when he was still at Oregon?
In Oregon.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. Paul in the group chat today, Paul's like, dude, I feel like you're gonna just lean into loving him. I'm like, you know what, Paul, you're right. I am going to. Let's do it. I already changed my profile name to something like I always love Dylan Brooks. I don't know. Anyway, should we move on off of Dylan?
Yes. Can we please?
Whatever.
Sorry, talking about him.
By Dylan Brooks. How about the other guy? You've already shared plenty about him. You want to help? You want me to help you, Dan? You want me to help you have a little bit of faith in Jalen Green?
I have faith in Jalen Green. I think he's really talented. Beautiful. I just think he's. I just think he's. I don't know, man. I just think it's again Jordan Poole. That's like what I think of when I think about his game.
Hey, you know what? But maybe and there's actually. I think it will be published tomorrow. I wrote something on Brightside. It's actually about Book and about this was before the KD trade happened, and then I had to adjust a little when the KD trade did happen. But
when the fuck did you start writing for Brightside?
I've always written stuff not always, but whenever I've had the ability to write stuff for Brightside whenever I'm so inclined. I just don't often have time.
Why are you lying? I've never seen you write anything for Brightside.
Whenever these are posted, I'm posting them on Brightside, right? You've never seen me. I'm actually offended a little bit because to say you've never seen me write anything on Brightside when I write things so infrequently that you should remember it is actually hurtful, Dan. I'm just going to say that right now. Yeah.
Okay. Love you, buddy. Okay. Love you. Well, now that I know you write stuff, I'm going to fucking look for it and read it, dude.
No, you should. You should go to Brightside and read it all the time anyway, because the regular contributors are fantastic. So we've got.
Let's not get carried away.
You don't know because you don't
exactly because I don't know who the regular writers are, so I don't want to. Fair's fair. Fair's
Moving
fair.
on. Anyway, it's about what the KD trade means for Book because. We haven't seen this team be "quote unquote" Devin Booker's team unequivocally since the bubble, dude. There's always been Chris Paul or Kevin Durant on the team since then.
Yeah, but I still think I think Kevin Durant casts a much bigger shadow over Devin Booker than Chris Paul. I don't think that's
I think Chris Paul helped was a positive.
No, of course.
But point being, there was always somebody else that a young guy would potentially look to that would maybe take a younger guy under his arm and be like, look, this is how you're going to do it. Book has his opportunity with Jalen Green, dude. A 23-year-old kid that's still very raw in the league. Book could look at him and see an athletic version of him at, the age of 23. I don't know, but here's his opportunity to show his ability to be a leader and to maybe start mentoring some of these younger guys. Yeah. And those stupid mistakes, those Jordan Poole-like mistakes you see on the court, maybe start ending. Stop. Yeah. Will. Is that what happens when something starts ending? It stops, right? Yes.
Correct.
So now I think I jumped in when you were talking about Jordan or Jalen Green because I was like, "You want me to give you hope?" And you're like, "Oh, I believe I know." So anyway.
Okay.
Anything else? Because I still have that. I'm going to give you some hope that Jalen Green. And it's going to be like the hope that I would give you. So like, don't take it, like, don't expect anything serious in any way, shape, or form.
Well, he's super fucking athletic. He can score. He can score like no other. Um, can jump out of the gym, dude. Like, so he kind of like his hops, dude, are pretty insane. Um, but yeah, he can fill it up. Again, the mental mistakes, the stupid mistakes, maybe that comes with the pressure of being the number one option on a number two seed. Um, very possible. But at the same time, it's like, how is he going to adapt to now being next to somebody like Devin Booker? Like, is he going to be able to take that step back? Or is he going to need to be the man? I guess we'll find that out pretty soon.
Well, and look, I didn't exactly watch a lot of Houston Rockets basketball. Saw the playoffs, saw his obviously underwhelming performance in the playoffs, and saw the perfect opportunity for that team to need Kevin Durant, and here we are. But it seems like that's got to be something that's going to be like taking pressure off of a kid in that situation can't be a bad thing, I feel, right?
Yeah.
And
no, definitely.
and when you think about maybe it's one of those situations too where just a guy like that who really is more of a natural scorer, if you will, you can use his athleticism to score, what have you, him just being able to kind of pick up those junk buckets, even, not have to be the dude that's going to, the other team's expecting to have the ball in his hands and what have you, right? Who knows? And remember, he's only 23.
Yeah, that's huge.
He's still young. He's still developing.
He's a baby. Yeah.
So who knows?
Fuck, I was going to say something.
Say it, but you forgot.
I fucking forgot. God damn it. Must have been a lie.
Jalen Green is also part Filipino. So
neat, right buddy.
Yeah. So there are two guys in the NBA who have Filipino blood in them. You know who the other one is?
Jordan Clarkson.
Bingo. Good job.
And Corbin Carroll.
I still don't think that's entirely true, but it could be. Yes, it's true.
No. It is true. Wait, what do you mean?
I feel like it's not. I'm not aware of Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll being Filipino. I believe
he's half Filipino.
Part Chinese.
Oh dear God, I'm racist.
No, you're not racist. It's just you've got two different Asians confused. Oh, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Jesus Christ. Almost got us canceled, buddy.
No, it's okay. I'm half Filipino.
I've also said way worse shit than that on this podcast.
We're not an easily offended folk. But anywho, I've said anywho twice this episode. That's 3 times if you count that right there. But right, that's bad.
Jalen Green, yeah. I mean, it's. Let's see what happens. Why the fuck not, right? Like, give me something new, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
the only thing that here's what concerns me. Are we now going back to point book? Is that what we're doing now? Because I don't think that's necessarily hasn't really worked in the past. And it's like now you got a log jam. You got you made the joke about all the shooting guards, but you actually have Jalen Green and Devin Booker at the 2. So somebody's going to be playing out of position, whether it's Book at the point guard spot or if Book is going to play the 3. Like, where is it going?
No, that's very true. I mean, it's that log jam is still going to be there, and whether it's going to be the 2 of them in the backcourt or one in the backcourt, one in the front court, right? Like you say, slide Book to the 3. That's going to be here you go, Jordan Knott, right? He's said to be a whiz offensively. Well, he's got weapons. He's got 2 weapons right there that are fantastic if he can figure out how they can coexist, or if he's gonna if he's gonna have them. Now, that one thought immediately when the trade happened was, okay, well, especially when you get 5 second-round picks, is is Jalen Green going to still be on the team, right? Are they going to keep him, or is he going to get flipped at some point? Gambo reported today that the plan is to keep him, but of course, I wouldn't expect them to want to put out there they're going to trade him if they want to flip him somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, see what happens. Because like we've got a GM that's never done this before. We've got a head coach that's never been a head coach before. I feel like we should be nothing but optimistic, right?
Oh yeah, so optimistic, Buck.
Oh, is that the way everyone would look at that? No. All these great chances to surprise us. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it.
Damn.
Dan, I'm going to ask you this. I don't know if you've even thought this far ahead, because I know I haven't yet. Any thoughts at number 10?
No fucking clue. Best, honestly, actually, I'm going to take that back. Best fucking player available. I don't care if he's a shooting guard. I'm not fucking having a Tyrese Halliburton fucking, like, I don't fucking care if he didn't work out for you. If he's fucking that guy, fucking pick him at 10. Shit. I'm tired of this bullshit, man.
You really don't care if he's a shooting guard? Like, at 10, like, I feel like we shouldn't take another shooting guard.
No, but let's just say if it's someone like a Tyrese Halliburton and you're passing him up because he's a shooting guard, and then you take some center that like sucks ass, and then that other player turns into like Tyrese Halliburton, I'm gonna be really fucking pissed. I might fucking
super pissed.
I might shoot myself in the leg just on principle. I don't even have a gun, so I have to figure that out.
Man, don't make Dan do, like, that's multiple steps you would have to take. So yeah, I don't want that happening. A buddy of mine texted me today and said that he put I forgot, like, $10 or whatever on some dude to get picked at the number 10 spot. The only guy that's on the bet list that went to Michigan State. He's like plus 2,000 or something like that. I'm like,
that's
all right, low key, that's
genius.
Who is that guy? I think he might be a shooting guard too. Hold on, give me a second.
Dude, now that would be some fucking next level bullshit, right?
Then we know that we are just
then
being
like
Jace.
Then we got we got a riot.
Jace Richardson.
That's who it was. Jace Richardson.
Plus 2,900.
Should we sprinkle? Should we sprinkle a little action on there? Plus,
I feel like we kind of have.
I feel like we kind of have to. At the very least, so it won't happen, right?
Yeah, I mean that's one of those where we call it win-win, right? I had to look it up. So that's Jason Richardson's son, obviously. Jason Richardson is his dad. So then we could have.
Wait, Bankin 3, Jason Richardson?
Yeah.
Former
like
son,
Jason Richardson, former Michigan State player, Jason Richardson.
I didn't know Jason Richardson went to Michigan State.
Saginaw, Michigan is where he's from too. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Interesting too.
So he'll be on the coaching staff.
Jace Richardson went to Bishop Gorman, which is a high school in Vegas that I actually had some friends that went to, and many years ago, because I'm old. You should fuck up about that. Doesn't matter. Anyway, but yeah. So Jace Richardson. Hey, and I mean, think about it. It would be like what it has nothing to do with Michigan State. His dad used to play for the Suns, guys. Remember Jason Richardson? Totally.
Is he like considered a top 10 prospect?
I'm guessing not, because the pick is like 20 plus 2,900.
Right. But would it be crazy if he went in the top 10? Is that like one of those?
That's a good question. Let's see. I got you.
Is it like, because remember Cam Johnson? Remember how crazy that shit was?
Yeah, like everyone was like, like he was supposed to be late first round or second round pick. According to a quick Google search, several mock drafts have him going to the Magic at 16, and others have him going to the Hawks at 22. So would it be insane? Like insane.
Watch them trade down.
We are picking Jace Richardson, aren't we?
We're picking Jace Richardson,
Yeah.
dude. This is gonna fucking happen. People are gonna lose their shit so bad. I'm gonna lose my shit. I don't even know. For all I know, the kid could be fucking great.
he I mean, yeah.
Oh god. What? Break it to me.
See? Look, we're breaking it. It's breaking.
Oh, it's
That's right.
fantastic.
He's number one on the draft board. Just leave it there. Okay, Dan. Well, so we Jalen, and hold on, just to verify, we do have to make sure one thing. No, I spelled his name wrong. Sorry, I'll have to fix that.
Yeah, you're thinking of Jace Peterson, former Diamondback. Great.
Wasn't that Jock Peterson?
They also had Jace Peterson.
No, it's weird. This is going to sound funny, but I'm pretty sure I had that exact conversation with Bloom. Also, did you know that Jace and Jock Peterson are not brothers?
Correct.
In fact, their names are not spelled the same even.
No.
So I learned that myself one day.
Did you know? Did you know that there are 2 Max Muncies in the majors?
I did
One
know
plays
that.
for the Dodgers, one plays for the A's.
Yeah.
And they spell the name their exact same way and they have the same birthday.
I felt isn't there something else weird about them? I feel like the birthday thing has to be the weird thing that I was remembering, or I feel like I heard before.
So
I heard something
so
weird.
crazy.
It had to be the birthday thing, but that is crazy.
It's like simulation theory, right?
It is. It is. And Jace Richardson will be on the Suns. Oh, what I was just making sure to confirm, he is in fact also a shooting guard. So let's fit the mold. Shooting guard, Jace Richardson.
Fucking fantastic. Watch them trade down. They trade down and they take him. Like, oh god, dude.
They trade up to take him. That'd be bad. Because it'd make it worse, is what I'm saying.
They wouldn't have to.
Right, but that's why it would be worse.
But they wouldn't have to. Who are they trading? Why would they trade up? Your argument makes no sense.
Right, but the whole point is they would do something that would make no sense and lose assets for a reason that is completely unnecessary. I'm mocking how bad they could be, but no, I'm fully expecting the Suns are going to nail this draft out of the park.
Look,
I'll be honest. It's hard to be optimistic.
They nailed last year's draft.
Yeah, you can't complain about it, right?
Dude. Ryan Dunn and Oso. Oso's a solid rotation player, dude.
Love them both.
And he's from Chandler. That's where I live.
Yeah, gotta love the local kid. And I feel like
also I was today years old when I found out that fucking Jalen Williams is from Gilbert.
Yeah, he went to Perry High School. Yeah.
Dude, I fucking had no idea. Yeah. Today years old. And did you know Lou Dort went to fucking ASU?
ASU? Yeah.
That I knew. I was just kidding. That was a joke.
I have been seeing all the jerseys when they post the players after they get traded. Jalen Green, it's got 4 in the Suns color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oso's number 4 right now. I want to know what's going to happen there.
Well, Jalen Green's going to buy Oso. He's going to buy Oso a new car because Jalen Green's already gotten paid.
That's true. I wonder if there's if that ever actually has created any significant consternation between players, like a number thing like that.
I doubt it. Because usually it's a veteran asking a younger player, and they'll usually hook him up. They'll hook him up and be like, "Hey,
And I bet if it ever has happened, it'd be in baseball or football, something where I feel like.
Nah, I think it happened. I feel like it'd be football for sure. I feel like it wouldn't happen in baseball or basketball. Yeah.
Baseball, there's also just I feel like too many numbers and players, and people wear all sorts of weird ass numbers too. Anyway.
No, that's football. Football has 89 as a number.
I mean, baseball, you can wear whatever you want. Kumar Rocker wears 80.
That's super fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
Also, that's such a fucking cool name, Kumar Rocker.
It is pretty sweet. It's it's a great name. throws gas. I feel like it sounds like a dude who should throw gas, right?
It's like imagine like being named like Paul Skeens.
Hey. And throwing gas.
Throwing gas, dude.
Dan,
Fucking cheddar.
Dan. So we've got. Do you want to say any? Do you have anything to say about the 5 second-round draft picks?
Like, who cares, right? Because like, it's like I feel like it's one of those things where people go back and forth, right? It's like, oh, who gives a fuck about second-round picks? And then you got the people like, oh, fucking second-round picks. They got 5 of them. That's great. Second-round picks are so important. Draymond Green went in the second round. Fucking Jokic went in the second round. Like I guess they're lottery tickets, I guess you could say. Um, and then
Yeah.
like you could attach them to get rid of players and shit, I guess. Maybe they'll attach those 5 second-round picks to get rid of Bradley Beal. What are you looking for, dude?
I have no. I'm trying to see if I could find any information on those second-round picks, but I could not find anything. Like when they are, what picks they are. Like, you know what I mean? Years.
I believe they are in the next. Oh, fuck, dude. I had it, but I'm doing this on my phone, so I really can't.
There's some time.
I should really invest in a. Should really invest in a new iPad or laptop.
Not a terrible idea, Daniel.
My other one broke, buddy. It just stopped working.
The way you put your beer bottle right there, it looks like the Fading the Flames is like the brand of beer. It's like
it is a brand of beer.
See that?
I'm also really fucking high right now, dude.
Oh, okay.
Like, I might start freaking out here pretty soon.
Oh, well, we can. we can go ahead and wrap up this episode.
No, we're good. It's all right, dude. It's all right. I'll be fine.
Oh my god.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Well, look, all I want to do is hop on, share some thoughts about the Kevin Durant thing, man, the trade. So I don't really have a whole lot to more to jump into. The one thing I will say, and like I touched on it earlier, is I think this now suddenly becomes an important year upcoming for Devin Booker, because we're going to get to see what a Devin Booker led locker room looks like, and again, when Chris Paul was in there, I think as much as Chris Paul always said it's Devin Booker's team, he's freaking Chris Paul, right? One of the greatest point guards in the history of the NBA. So he's obviously going to have a commanding presence in the locker room, and Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant. And this is going to be a young locker room too. I mean, barring any other move, I mean, obviously there'll be other moves, but I can't expect them to go out and be picking up a bunch of like older veteran players, this offseason at any given point, right?
Hasn't there been rumors though? Hasn't there been rumors of not only Chris Paul, also Russell Westbrook?
Well, that's what. So I was going to get into Chris Paul actually.
Okay, let's get.
Well, and I guess to that point is, if somebody else like comes in like that, then all of a sudden, well, maybe Book doesn't take. Oh, Russell Westbrook, I wouldn't exactly look at as a locker room kind of like he's going to be the commanding presence in the locker room. I mean, I think he'll be a guy that's going to get in people's faces if they're fucking like dragging ass and what have you. But you know what I mean? I don't think he's going to be the dude that's going to have that kind of Chris Paul presence in a locker room as a veteran.
Right.
If Chris Paul kind of like, I mean, look, at the end of the day, you can't say, well, you could say no, but I would be hard pressed to see the Suns saying, to like a Chris Paul reunion. But I mean, I don't know. I actually don't know. I've heard it. And I don't know that I'm not sure if I'd be in tune with it. I don't know.
You know how I feel, man. Like anytime we do these reunion tours with players, I feel like it just never ends well.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, like, fucking. Yeah. So I say, let's just not do that. Let's just move on. Let's see what Devin Booker can do with his team, dude. Like,
right. And and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm with you on that, man, because, and I think I say that I'm hard pressed to see them bring in a veteran player, an older player that's, I think Chris Paul is the only person that fits that kind of bill that would actually come in and potentially kind of demand that presence in the locker room. And I'm with you. At the end of the day, look, this team isn't a Chris Paul away from anything at this point. So what's the point, right?
yeah. I mean, I guess to bring some stability, but this isn't a 22 win team, right? Yes, they were ass last year, but there was a lot of factors that went into it. I don't think this is a team that needs a veteran presence in the locker room to like stabilize things, I guess you could
Right.
say. But I could see
Well,
why you
and
would think that they need to do that.
and here's the thing, man, is this is the excuses are like done at this juncture for Devin Booker.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I'm when I say that, I'm not saying he's a dude that makes excuses, but I'm saying
Right.
we've seen this coach turnover the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And okay, Monty was great until he wasn't. Vogel was just a bad choice, I think.
Bad choice.
And he might have been bad timing too, because perhaps Vogel with Tyus Jones on his roster, there's a different outcome there. Who knows? And then Budenholzer, man, it was clear he lost that locker room faster than Vogel even did.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That was apparent, and well, it was clear, and it's a fact. So that can't happen this season, and that if it happens this season, like, that's on Devin Booker at that point. As far
That's
as
a
I
reflection on your superstar, man.
Yeah, because ultimately, the reports have also been that Ott was his favorite out of the finalists, right?
Mm.
So his voice was there. He was in that room helping with that decision. There's no reason for Suns fans next season to watch games and go, these dudes aren't even trying. These dudes aren't even playing hard. Even if the wins aren't pouring in, man, like there is no excuse for this team not to be competitive. When I say that, I mean to be competitors, perhaps, is what I'm saying. Because I've seen way too much of a NBA team that just fucking quits the last 2+ seasons.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So let's see what Devin Booker can do with a locker room. I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, and honestly, like I've come around on Jordan Ott. Like when they made the hire, I don't think we've recorded since they hired him, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
No, because we did a different pod and talked about it.
Oh, okay.
And you got mad at me on our baseball pod, which we should do another one of those. I just bring it up. We just flip it in.
We should. Dude, no, we got to record that. Hey, but also like I've been getting asked where people can listen to that. Do we have a fucking feed for it?
Oh shit, that's right. I kind of forgot about that. No, we didn't ever put it on a feed.
Okay.
It's just on our YouTube. We'll work on that.
Yeah, we should probably do that. Because like I've had multiple people ask me like, hey, like send me the link to your podcast. I'm like, I don't know if there is one. Maybe I'll work on that this week.
We'll make one. We'll get that up.
No rush. But anyway, no, yeah, we should do another one of those because I got a lot of shit to say about the Diamondbacks because fuck them.
I'm excited to hear all about it. I know, dude, they fucking lost again today. Dan, anything else, my friend? Anything else we want to talk about? That sounds kind of weird. Frame it like that. Anyway.
What else do you think is gonna happen like this offseason? Like
Bradley, something's gonna happen. Like Bradley Beal's gonna something or other. I still like. Here's the weird thing about Bradley Beal. I don't think we've talked about this yet. Although I think Gambo kind of went back to the whole he's not going to be here next year. Remember, I want to say it was February or March. Gambo tweeted that there is a 0% chance Bradley Beal will be on this team next year.
Yeah.
And then like a month ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, he said something that was a little toned down.
Yeah, he
and
kind of
more
backtracked
the
on it.
Suns
Yeah.
100% don't want him back, but it wasn't saying
Yeah.
he will not. But now he today, I think, again said something, didn't use percentages, but said the Sun, Bradley Beal's not going to be back with the team next year. I mean, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. I think it has to be a buyout. I just don't see him. He's got the no trade clause and he's got a shit contract. Like, what are the odds that the 1-2 teams that he would waive a no trade clause for are going to trade for him? Like, nobody wants that. So I think that's the only way it's going to get accomplished.
I saw one trade where it was him, and then you sent him and 3 first-round picks somewhere for like.
Ooh. 3 first? Okay. Ooh,
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't the worst trade in the world. Like, I definitely was like, huh. Well, I was like, well, not terrible, but I don't remember who the players were.
I feel that's a pretty important part.
I would look it up, but I might go away. I'm still here, but I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Okay. I mean, I get, like, at the end of the day, that's the only way you can trade Bradley Beal is if you're going to attach assets to him. And I'm interested in hearing who this trade that you're talking about would net us, because if you're attaching 3 first-round picks, like, I think Matt Ishbia should pay him and tell him to sit at home before you give up that much to just get off his contract,
Yeah.
So, but I just don't see, unless those, like you said, unless some of those second-round picks that we picked up are going to be tied to him to try to offload him, which could be, a possibility. But I do think the buyout is a more likely
scenario.
more likely outcome. Yeah, it just seems like it. But if not, we're gonna have to. We will have to. Like, if it's going to be a trade, I think the more likely thing is it's going to be like a first round pick or a number of second round picks just to get off of his contract. Which, again,
damn it,
I don't know. I'd almost rather keep him home.
Yeah, I can't find
not finding it.
I can't find it, but it wasn't so much to try and get rid of him. It was like a legit, like, hey, like, yes, we're attaching 3 first-round picks,
Well,
but
that's what I'm saying is, like,
we're getting
yeah.
back some solid fucking players, and I can't God, something's wrong with me. I'm just really high.
It's not your fault. It's the internet's fault, Dan. That's
The internet, cannabis. Who's counting?
So, man. Well, so the first shoe is dropped. Now we've got just less than a week till the draft. Is the draft this week?
Less than a week. I love that, by the way. The NBA does it right with the draft. Like
Finals
the NFL.
And then the draft right away. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. The NFL being the draft's like fucking 4 months later. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm cautiously excited for the draft. We'll see what they do with the 10th pick. Again, I just hope they don't try and shoehorn somebody in for need. Like, I really, really, really hope that doesn't happen either. Is this kid even good?
I don't know, dude. I haven't looked at him. I mean, he's projected to potentially be the 16th to 22nd pick. So,
and this is supposed to be it's supposed to be a loaded draft too, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a good player at 10.
Maybe we're gonna package the 10th and 5 second-round picks for the number 1 pick and get Cooper Flag.
That's not gonna happen, bub. Maybe.
I mean, the dude traded Luka for less than the Suns, by the way, traded fucking Kevin Durant for, I would say.
Hey, would you package 10? Nah, you want to get weird? Let's get weird.
Say it. Let's get weird.
Okay.
Well,
you package the 10th pick, right? Ryan Dunn.
Yes.
It's the 10th pick. Ryan Dunn. Maybe another pick somewhere.
Okay.
Bradley Beal.
Okay.
And you're trading it to Philly for the number 3 pick and Paul George. You have yet another shooting guard.
Why?
I guess Paul George could be a small forward, but
do do we have to include Ryan Dunn? I mean, isn't
of
that
course,
like bad contract?
yeah.
Hold on, but no, can't we like because if it's gonna be like another pick, I'd rather
You'd rather keep Dunn and do the other pick?
yeah. I
Okay,
think.
let's
I
let's
don't
let's
know,
do
dude.
that.
I
We
don't
can
know. No. How
negotiate.
about
This
this? I'm gonna
is
say no. This sounds terrible. Like I don't know. This gives me actually. I don't know how I feel
doesn't
about
this
this.
sound?
Maybe I
This
feel
sounds
great.
no,
Actually,
dude,
the
bro.
number
This
3
sounds
pick. Hold on, let me think about that.
yeah, dude. You get fucking. You're getting Ace Bailey or like fucking.
And then can we trade?
Who I think
We
is also
package,
fucking
and
nice.
then can we package the number 3 pick and Paul George and Ryan Dunn for the number 1 pick? And I don't know.
Oh, man, dude.
Yes, I'll do your pick. I'll do
I
your
said
trade.
let's get
I'll do your
weird.
trade. I'll do your trade.
Would you do that?
Why not?
You're bringing yeah.
Here's what I would
you
say is
still have
if
you
I
still have.
really like somebody at number 3, if I
That's
like
what I'm saying.
tell me I love somebody there and maybe
Because people are saying there's potentially like
Paul George and Booker together would
Oh
be
my god, dude,
something.
that would be
Although I
something.
guess
I don't.
Dylan Brooks and Book, like remember Dylan Brooks did that weird thing when he like walked through like Devin Booker's like interview with Team USA.
Oh yeah, you're a bitch. They'll figure it out. They're both dogs. He figured it out with Jay Crowder, remember?
I'm telling you, dude. I feel like
You don't remember that shit, dude?
what?
The Jay Crowder beef?
I remember that. Yeah, well, because he was talking shit because he was on that Celtics team, right? When Book scored 70, wasn't that it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
but
like, you can't guard him.
I never really had any like particular. I thought like we're talking about that earlier. When we were talking about like us as fans not liking people, I thought.
Yeah. But yeah, so you would do that. You would do that trade. So number 10,
No,
Ryan
actually, I don't
Dunn.
think I would. Hold on, let me sit here. Let me think. Hold on,
All right, number
I thought
10.
Ryan Dunn was out of it.
No. We're gonna keep him in it just for fucking shits and giggles. Okay. Listen.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't want to do that
No,
because I don't know
listen
who's
to
at 3. Who am I getting at 3? Okay.
Dude, there's like 6 blue chip prospects in this draft. You're gonna get
I
somebody
don't
really
know that I
fucking good.
like any of them.
How do you not? Why does it matter if you know if you like them? If they're good, who gives a
Yes,
fuck?
it does. Because you're telling me I'm
You
getting
gotta
a
like
lot
them.
of shit to move up 7
Hey,
spots and taking
listen,
on
Bubba.
Paul George.
I don't fucking like Steph Curry, but guess what? If he was on my fucking team, I'd be like, yeah, let's fucking do it.
No, I'm saying if there's a play, I don't mean like I like him as a person. Like I'm talking about what player am I targeting at 3 that I'm giving all of this up to move up 7 spots?
Ace Bailey's really good.
Okay, so I don't know if I love Ace Bailey.
Okay.
I'm
pretty sure.
like,
I'm pretty
but
sure.
you're asking me. You're like, I don't know if I want to move up 7 spots in this draft so much that I'm gonna just basically flip out Brad Beal's shit contract for Paul George's shit contract and bring in like that dude who I'm like, yeah.
But I feel like Paul George is more like at least it's a
Like he can
fresh
play more.
start.
Like
It's a fresh
okay,
start.
fair. But I don't know, like I don't know that I want to. I don't want. Do we want to be the place where he gets his fresh start right now?
No,
Like,
of course not. But I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate, I guess. Actually, not really. I'm playing Sun's advocate right now, okay? Um I'm just thinking about it. Like just you're trading again, you're trading a problem for a problem, maybe a change of scenery is better. And Paul George wasn't necessarily a problem other than he couldn't fucking play because he was hurt. Like there was no like weird fucking shit where he just didn't give a fuck about playing basketball. You know what I mean? I just feel like that
so I mean,
team went
it's
to shit.
effectively the 10 and Ryan Dunn for the 3 is really what it boils down to.
Essentially.
And because you're flipping Brad Beal and Paul George.
Yeah, that's the 10 and Ryan Dunn for number 3. I think you do that.
See, if this is such a stacked draft, I don't know that I do that. I feel like if I'm going to get somebody good at 10, I love Ryan Dunn. I think Ryan Dunn's gonna take a leap as a shooter this year and become a much more valuable NBA player. So
but
I
here's
don't
my
want to
thing.
give.
I agree with you, but Ryan Dunn's never going to be a fucking superstar. If you can get a superstar at 3, why wouldn't you do that?
Because you can get one at 10.
You don't know if you can get a superstar at 10. I
Yeah, we do know
know
we can
Devin
get
Booker
one at
was
10.
13. I know.
And Tyrese Halliburton was 10.
Because he should
So
have been 10.
we know
Wait.
we can. Well, yeah, he should have been 10. Sorry, he was 12.
Didn't he go? I thought he went 14.
I think he was 12.
Okay.
I'll go off the top of my
Believe
head
you.
though. So
I believe you, bub. Devin Booker was 13.
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Well, I
like. I mean, if you're telling me that you're guaranteeing me that the number 3 pick is going to turn into a superstar, then okay, I'm doing it.
it's a very high probability.
That's not a guarantee. I said guarantee, dang it.
Hey,
Yeah.
I could take a shit in the box and mark
I
it guaranteed.
I tell you could get a good look at a T-bone by sticking your head up a butcher's ass.
No,
Wait, it would have to be your ass.
Oh, fucking great movie, dude. Holy shit.
Hey.
Classic.
I feel like we should sign off on that note.
I feel like we should, because I don't want to get weird.
Because I feel like you're trying to force me to take your terrible trade that I don't want to take.
Hey, dude, I don't know.
I don't know.
I cannot stand Paul George. You know that. Fucking can't stand that fool. But number 3
I
pick.
really like Ryan Dunn.
I do too, but the number 3 pick looks fucking tasty, buddy.
Like when you say high probability, you're talking like I say guarantee, that's 100%. High probability is like 90%.
No. Okay. What was the? Okay, remember the draft where it was like
We're not leaving. We didn't wrap up. Damn it!
It was.
I had it.
What was it? It was Cade. And what draft was that?
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah, Cade, and then the one with Chet too. Was that Chet? Was it Cade? No,
yeah,
that
because
was
then Chet. No, because then Chet said no. Because
that was Paolo.
Chet and
that was Paolo. It was Paolo, Jabari Smith, and Chet.
Yes.
Top 3, but Cade was. Hey, look at that! You have a computer.
His draft year was 21.
Hey, the year he went to the finals.
Hey, Jalen Green was the 2nd pick that year, as a matter of fact.
That's what it was. Cade, Jalen Green,
Evan Mobley, Cade, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Suggs, Josh Giddey, Kuminga, Wagner.
It's supposed to be like that.
James Bouknight.
Oh.
Josh Primo. He got really bad after that.
Jesus Christ.
And Sengun at 16. Damn. OKC drafted Sengun.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Anyway, so what were you gonna say about Cade's draft year?
So like it's gonna be like one of those, like those are a lot of good fucking players right there in the top 5. Same thing with the draft with Chet.
Jalen Green. See,
motherfucker! God damn it! Fuck. And then of course you got the draft with what's it called?
Chet. Paolo. Murray Smith.
Yeah,
that's next year.
And then it was Wemby, and then who else?
Was there anybody else? Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson.
Ooh, Scoot. That one's looking kind of rough.
Thompson twins.
The Thompson twins. Yeah, dude, those Thompson twins are good. Jaden Ivey, right? That year was Jaden Ivey that year? No.
No.
It might have been the year before.
You might have been. Anyway, so it's your draft history with Daniel Duarte to wrap up this episode of Fanning the Flames. Hey, man. So the unbothered era has come to an end.
Yeah, man.
R.I.P. I guess. Whatever. Yeah. Good luck, Houston. Oh man, I feel like okay. How do you think that's gonna go? Do you think Houston gets better or worse this year with KD?
I think they get better. I think
better than the 2 seed.
I don't think they'll be better than the 2 seed, but they'll get further in the playoffs. They might be like a 4 or 5 seed because they'll have to figure shit out during the season. But once playoffs come, I think they'll be more equipped to advance.
God, dude, I swear to God, if it works for them, I'd be so mad.
I'm gonna be so fucking pissed, dude. I'm gonna be so fucking pissed if it works out. Watch they fucking win a title. They win a title next year. Oh, I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I'm gonna go now. Let's leave.
Yeah, let's go. I need to go dude, want some fucking French toast.
Well, you know what, dude? You know what? When the Rockets win the title next year, it'll be fine because we'll be talking about how great Jace Richardson is going to be on the Phoenix Suns in the future, and how the future is looking so bright, and how Jace Richardson can play. He can play point guard. He can play point guard too.
And who Devin Booker is going to is going to want to get traded to?
God.
Yeah, it just got dark.
I'll go with him. All right, buddy. Well, hey, Dan.
All right, bub.
Hi, Kevin Durant. Hello, Dan. Any last thoughts? I always say that way too many times every episode. No, here, move your beer a little over so you can have the Fan of the Flames beer again. Anything else? You good?
Nah, bub.
Any last thoughts?
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody that hopped in and watched this on a late Sunday night. Good Lord, people. Should be at church. I don't know. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you guys watching. It's been a while since we haven't done anything since like the season ended, and we probably won't do anything till the next season. And hey, look forward to Paul's thoughts on the Kevin Durant trade sometime in 2029 on an episode of Fan of the Flames. Thank you all for listening. Appreciate you all for listening. And depending on when you're listening or watching, whatever it is, have yourself a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. That was weird.
That was really weird. Don't ever fucking do that.